So here we are. Here it is. This is what I've done. Not quite the same as I was imagining I was going to do it, because I only had a very limited block of wood. This is made up of 4 table legs. If I turn it up this way, this was underneath the table and that was on the floor. But I had 4 of these, so I put them together. But it doesn't make a block that I can make a scoop out of, like the little white one I showed you. But that just made me think differently. So what I've got here is, this is the back of a male. If I turn it this way, you can see from the side he's reaching round with his left arm behind his back, feeling for the person who was his mate, was his soulmate or whatever, the person who's now left him. And I've tried to represent her by hollows, so she's negative, like the face over there. So there she is, she's hollow, he's reaching for her, his left hand is behind his back, his right arm stretches down to try and feel her thigh, to remember what she was like. But of course she's gone, she's left. In the terms of the Aristophanes myth, she's been taken away by the gods because they haven't behaved themselves. But really it's a bit like someone who decides to reorganise and rearrange their lives. Anyway, this is the front of the male. Now the head's been turned round so he's looking down at where she was, the negative forms of her body, but this is her. He remembers her face, but her face is not that important. I couldn't carve a face that small. But here is the front of his body, and here are her hands, or the memory of her hand reaching round his body to hold him. A bit like a brother and sister in a kind of odd kind of way. Anyway, there it is. I like it when it comes round here because you begin to see the contrast between the 2 woods, the polished wood and the raw wood. I like that. I may in fact keep it as polished and raw, a bit like a kind of harlequin. Now this is made out of 4 table legs, lovely chunky ones, given to me by Mr. and Mrs. Titcomb, my daughter and her husband. Over there, these 2 pieces of wood, these 2 decking planks were given to me by Steve Bentley when he was redoing our garden landscape. They're just locked together, 2 people, very thin because frankly decking planks are not very wide. If you move over to this side here, we've got a totem pole. And this is a sort of a male, and again because it's not got much depth, I've wound the male figure round a pole that I've made, and he's actually reaching up and putting the last block, which is his hand, into place. And these bits actually move. They're not actually, they're jointed together, but they are separatable. Because this was given to me by Steve Bentley. This piece here was given to me by the Old Cannon Brewery. This piece in here is my daughter Ella, who lives in Northumberland. This piece here is my brother-in-law, gave to my brother-in-law. This piece is Rob Landsman, who's having his exhibition with me. Beautiful pieces of wood, all polished. This one here was the bottom of a crate of paving stones that came from India and is made from mango wood. It's absolutely gorgeous wood. It's got a beautiful soft sheen about it, and those are the blocky pieces that sat on the underside of the crate so that the stone didn't fall out and get lost in transit. Just love that. Made out of bits because I had to chop them up to create the depth. There is just a picture here. You can see this is what this was made from. 4 table legs. Little pads on top there were the pads which sat on the floor. I've had dinner around this table. When it was being recycled, I thought, must have those lovely pieces of wood. And just look what lovely grain they've got. Absolutely super. Anyway, if you get a chance to come along and have a look at the exhibition, you can see the actual object itself. It's opening next Saturday, which is the 19th of March, 10 o'clock or 10:30 in the morning, I think it is, until 5:30. Be great to see you there. And this is some of the work in my small garage studio.